Guys, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the lifting of masks and the unvaccinated being able to come into the Philippines now. Stick around. Okay, so I'm going to go over the news article that just came out today. Now this, this isn't new news. Anybody who watches Jennifer Terry, who puts out really great information, already knows about the new rules that have come out allowing unvaccinated to come back into the Philippines. And so this is just maybe a compliment video to what she's already put out. But I wanted to talk about some things that before you go rush out and buy your ticket, I just want to give some advice or maybe let you know how it actually currently is here. So and I'll just go over it just in case you didn't watch Jennifer Terry's video, but basically, so it was back in September 1st where we got the first bit of good news, September 12th, that the president made the voluntary wearing of face masks in outdoor settings, optional. So that's the first thing I want to mention. This is the first thing that is the catalyst that started the whole thing, I guess. I think he had plans to do this all before the holidays, but I was thinking that when this news came out that I would go outside and 50% of the people at least would be not wearing masks. And it's almost like nothing has changed. It really has. It's like when Maya and I go out, it's like we literally are maybe a sprinkle of other foreigners and some Filipinos, but mainly it seems like nobody has gotten the news. It's like they're oblivious to it, or they're just so used to the mask. And I don't even know the reasons why everybody still feels the need to wear the masks. I don't know. Maybe you guys can comment and tell me what you think. I think they've just, I don't want to use the wrong word here, but I want to say Filipinos are very compliant. They really do follow the rules. And I think they've been doing it for so long, I don't know. So the next October 28th, then the indoor masks was lifted, and it became optional except for public transportation, so airplane, buses, ferries, which ironically enough, every time I rode on a ferry, it seemed like there nobody wore a mask. So it's strange, but we literally went into a grocery store the very next day, and the guard says, "Hey, you can't come in. You got to wear a mask." And I said to myself, or not to myself. I told the guard, I said, "The president just came out and said that you don't have to wear masks anymore." And he goes, "Well, that was national, and this is local law." And I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't feel like getting into it with the security guard. So I put the mask on. We walk inside, and literally we see like 2 employees with no masks on whatsoever. We see a couple other employees with the mask all the way down here, which is just pointless too. And I see a couple of shoppers with the mask down to here. So Maya and I are like, okay, whatever. We take the mask off. As we're leaving that grocery store, another foreigner was coming in, and the guard said, "Hey, you need your mask." And the guy's like, "Pfft," and he just walks by, and the security guard didn't do anything. So we went into another mall the other day, and I walked in with no mask, and he didn't say anything. Walked into a small little specialty grocery store of international foods a couple times now with no mask. Guard doesn't say anything. But 95%, I'm not kidding, 95% of the Filipinos are wearing the masks outdoors and even indoors. Maybe I've seen just a very small percentage less outdoors, but indoors it's like nothing has changed whatsoever. So I have a feeling it's probably going to take a few weeks before things kind of get, they go to the management finally lets, or maybe corporate, and then they tell the managers, and then they, tell the security guards, and I'm hoping that's the case. because so far it really seems like nothing has changed. So that brings me into the vaccine. Now, I originally went out and purposely got the booster shot because I had my 3 years in the Philippines and I had to go travel. I traveled to Vietnam, hung out in Vietnam for a bit, came back, and I purposely got the booster shot because if you had the booster shot up until just recently, then you didn't need to do any test before when you came back. You didn't have to do any RT-PCR test 48 hours prior or any antigen test 24 hours prior. You just showed that you're fully vaccinated with at least one booster and no test, just fill out the e-arrival card, as it's called now. And so that's the reason why I got the booster. But now in the news, you are considered fully vaccinated if you've had the first and the second dose. It's got to be at least 14 days prior to you coming out here to get the second dose. Okay, so now I'm thinking back, I probably would have, honestly, probably never would have gotten the booster shot. I really, Maya and I both did it on the same day. We both felt a little bit under the weather. No side effects or nothing, but still, that was the whole reason we both did it. And of course, now they do away with that. Okay, so the other thing is, if you were unvaccinated, you have to take a antigen test 24 hours prior from departure. You still have to fill out the e-arrival card. You don't have to upload anything. It literally takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and you get the barcode and you're good to travel. I did a accompanying video to show you how to fill that out. I'll post that up above. So that hasn't changed. Being vaccinated or unvaccinated, you still have to do the e-arrival card. You'll still have to show a plane ticket out of the Philippines within 30 days. That has never changed. That's always been the case. There are links for those things down below. And the other thing is, if you are fully vaccinated, then again, just the e-arrival card, plane ticket out of here within 30 days. If you're unvaccinated, antigen test 24 hours prior to departure, e-arrival card, and the plane ticket out of here. Now, if you get here and you haven't done the antigen test 24 hours prior, they will go ahead and let you come into the country. You will have to take an antigen test. I believe, I don't know if it's at the airport or where, but I think so. You'll have to do that. Let me see here. It says anybody who fails to present the negative pre-departure testing with conditions set forth above shall be required to undergo a laboratory-based rapid antigen negative result administered and certified by a healthcare professional, blah, 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 taken upon arrival at the airport. So you'll take it at the airport, and if you come up positive, then you will have to follow quarantine procedures. You would have to, I believe the quarantine period now is like 5 nights, and they will come, you can't leave the hotel, they'll come test you. So don't come here and not have the test. You make sure you have the test because you don't want to have to go through that. And you don't want to get like a false positive or something like that. You'd have to pay for a certain hotel. It has to be quarantine approved hotel facility. And then of course you'd have to pay for the testing, and it would totally disrupt your trip. If you had booked a plane ticket to another island or a hotel on a different island, it would totally disrupt everything. So just take the antigen test 24 hours prior. Now, some people are going to say, well, the Philippines is not fully open. I've seen that comment now because of you still have to do this. Well, guys, I think this is probably as good as it's going to get for quite a while. I think the big push was really to open things up for the holidays. That's a big time of year for visitors. Not only that, I mean, everywhere around the Philippines is open without any kind of restrictions, quarantine, or anything, or testing. I mean, Cambodia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, they're all open, and you don't even have to fill out any kind of e-arrival card, or you don't have to do the antigen test. Again, if you're fully vaccinated, you really just the e-arrival card. and that's it. And the plane ticket's getting out of here. So the only extra step coming to the Philippines that the other countries don't have is the e-arrival card. It's honestly not a big deal. Again, there's an accompanying video to show you how to fill it out up above. And that's it. The only thing I would recommend is I still highly recommend travel insurance, especially if you are unvaccinated and you get here and you would have to quarantine. Well, the travel insurance would cover this if you got tested and you became positive. They would help cover some of those costs. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. But I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a realistic view. There is one more thing I wanted to mention. Local planes, going from here to here and here, they don't even ask for a vaccination card. A couple of times the ferries have asked for a vaccination card on a bigger trip. I think they're probably dropping those, I would imagine, since the country is opening. But there has been several hotels, even up to recently, that have asked for your vaccine card. So that, I hope they get on the same page, because if they're letting unvaccinated come over and you got these hotels that aren't going to let you stay without a vaccination card, that can kind of be messy. So, if before you book on like Agoda or something, you might shoot a message over to the hotel and make sure there's no problem. I'd hate to see somebody book a hotel and the hotel's got their own set of rules where they don't want to let somebody in who's unvaccinated. So anyway, food for thought. Again, Jennifer Terry puts out awesome information. She's, that's what her channel's all about. She's great at it. But just kind of an accompanying video to it, maybe if you hadn't seen her video, and just some thoughts on different things. If you're coming out here thinking that nobody's going to be wearing masks and there's no restrictions whatsoever, well, there still is as of right now anyway. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. See you guys next time.